Hi everyone. So my name is Umfon and I'm the founder of Biocircuits. And today I want to try something new. I want to talk about research papers that I find interesting. So this paper, very interesting. The title is Consciousness Driven Policy Design for Sustainable Futures, right? And it's written by Martins Oladokun from University College of London. She actually has a lot of interesting papers on ResearchGate. You should check her out if you enjoy this. So, the reason why I was especially drawn to it is because there's a research I'm working on that shows that raising the consciousness level of individuals increases their satisfaction in life and also their country and people around them. So I'm still working on the on building it up, and that is how I came across this paper. So um so let's look at it together. So I'm here. Rather than framing sustainability as a technical issue, we explore it as a consciousness challenge. This line was really nice because we keep on talking about sustainability and make it seem like it's something that is so difficult. But when the consciousness level of a community is actually raised, it comes as a byproduct. Like it comes like, of course, this is what we would do. So um she said a consciousness driven framework emphasizes awareness, ethical intentionality, and the capacity to reflect on one's own cognitive and cultural biases. Like it allows you to actually think. So it enables a form of policy making that is reflexive, inclusive, and attuned to systemic feedback. Yes. Yes, her definition of consciousness was amazing. So I'm not sure where it is, but I wrote it down. She said, consciousness includes internal structures of mind, attention, intentionality, and ethical reflection, must align with external structures of decision making to foster genuine sustainability. So that was the line that stood out for me. I'm not sure where it is here. Um, so let's keep going. Yes, this is where she defined consciousness. So when we're talking about consciousness and in policy, this is what is happening. So the first order of awareness is of facts, of patterns, and ecological indicators. So like to become conscious of something is you know the facts, you know what is actually true. So yellow is yellow, right? And then you start to notice patterns. So colors change when it's day, when it's night. Like you start to see things that occur that will most likely occur. Then also have ecological indicators. So we should start adopting the belief that we're not on our own. We're living in community with our environment, with the land we stay in, with the country we live in. Like these are things that affect us and we also affect them. Then the second order of awareness of one's own assumptions, emotions, and biases. This has a lot to do with inner work. So yeah, there was a paper I saw recently about should governments nudge their citizens towards making the right decisions. I'm not sure I said here. So collective consciousness is shared cultural narratives, norms, and intentions. So these are things that are accepted in your community as normal. So we're aware of these three layers, and then so she said from linear to reflexive policy models. So instead of moving from one to two to three to four, we actually look at the full board of numbers and say what looks like the next logical steps based on this specific situation in this specific community. So you're more like flexible with policies. Then yes, this is I literally underlined this line and said human intelligence versus artificial intelligence. So, where traditional policy relies on data collection, a consciousness approach emphasizes meaning making. So, this is like we the I'm trying to think of how to put it. So you collect the data and then you run like data analysis on it, which is artificial intelligence and technology, yes. But then we also bring in our own consciousness inside it. So we actually look at it and say what works for us specifically in this time period, in this specific situation. So we can like move and then there's a kind of like growth in the community instead of like having the same laws and policies on the same things. It stagnates the community in a sort of way. So this demands policy systems that are not only informed but intelligently self-aware. So like imagine like the law having a consciousness, like a human focus, like you want humans to progress. We want the human race to move forward. So having consciousness around laws that make that happen. Mhm. Yes, I also liked this part. The designing consciousness driven policy, like what you can do. So attention based interventions. I really love the emphasis on attention because what you place your attention on is what will progress. So she said policies can guide societal attention towards critical issues. For example, climate signals, social inequity. So tools include media literacy, public deliberation forums, and citizen science. I really like media literacy and citizen science because like media is communication. So if you can control what type of attention we're being like fed with, you can actually control what we think about too. And citizen science. I believe by citizen science means what it means to be a citizen, what it means to be part of a community, what your community means. So like to make people care. Yeah, I think that's it, to make people care. And uh, yes, future policy decisions must consider their moral weight across generations. I love this. Tools like moral time horizon modeling and ethical impact assessments can be developed analogously to environmental assessments. Mhm. Yeah, under implementation strategies, I absolutely loved policy labs because as someone that like I see myself as a leader and I used to be a perfectionist. So being able to create a safe to fail environment for experimenting with reflexive citizen-led policy mechanisms, this allows you to like when you know you can fail, you start to play more. And when you play is when you actually find results that last, right? So creating safe to fail environments allows people who think of themselves as really solid leaders and perfectionists to be able to actually get the play out. Like when those type of individuals start to play with the things that matter, it makes them like create policies that so beautiful to put it in the way like wonderful policies that work and just cause like a ripple effect across generations. So yes, narrative shifting, collaborate with artists, educators, and media producers to shift societal stories from domination to cooperation, extraction to regeneration. This is so perfect because like I really believe that making things that like law and let's see, science, all the things we find boring, making them mainstream, making them things that like speak in our language allows us to grow as a community because it reduces the divide between the people creating the things and the people experiencing the things. So it just creates a more symbiotic and very healthy relationship for the two parties. Yes. Oh, I liked this line. Policy must evolve from managing resources to managing relationships between people, between societies, and between humans and the earth. Like I love it so much because it's it's you, it's me, it's our community, it's us as humans, and it's also earth. So we're all involved in in the policies that we're making. I think that's all about this paper. I really, really enjoyed reading this paper. I would I would recommend it for anybody who is working in this field. Yeah, that's about it for now. You can subscribe to my newsletters where I write about interesting